Welcome back to Ace Attorney Anime Review, episode number 24. Yep, this one is a review of the 46 episode anime Bridge the Turnabout, the sixth trial. Before I say my thoughts on this particular episode, I am feeling a little bit better. Not much. It's a little better than I was before. Okay, now on to this episode. Picking up right where that shocking cliffhanger last week left off with revealing that Dorothea Hawthorne was basically possessing somebody. The ones viewing this episode, thought she was channeling Iris, or at least in the case, Pearl. Nope, it was Maya. The person been searching for all along, and it was in plain sight all along. Oh yeah, and Mia shows up in this arc. Yeah, she bothers to show up in an episode. First time in a while. First time since that flashback episode she's actually physically shown up. Yeah, I'm sure that Colleen Clickenbeard probably feels very unhappy the fact her character that she voices doesn't appear that much this season. Oh no, she appears maybe like for these cases throughout the whole entire season, she appears maybe once. Yep. But I will get my final thoughts on the season after next week's episode. Yep. And of course, Mia shows up possessing Pearl. Yeah, that's something she frequently did a lot during the second half of season 2, whenever Maya wasn't around. Pearl would come around and basically when Pearl wasn't, let's say when Maya was busy with something, Pearl would basically channel Mia. And it looks, and it was pointed out last season by Francesca that, well, it looks like you have a fully grown woman wearing a child's robe. And of course showing off her massive breast. Yep. Of course, they don't reveal who the prosecutor is in this episode. Nope, they're not going to reveal that until hopefully next week. His true identity. Yep. And of course, Dahlia is basically exorcised from Maya. Yep. But yeah, not the actual killer. Yeah, but they also reveal that Maya apparently stabbed, or at least got stabbed in a way. It's a bit confusing. It's like, and of course, writing the name on the wall, and of course, Dahlia kind of revealing what's going on. Yeah. Oh, in case you're wondering, does Dick Gumshoe and Larry Butcher in this episode? No, surprisingly, they don't. Dick Gumshoe generally does show up in good majority of the season. This is probably by far the first episode that Dick Gumshoe is actually missed. The entire season. I think it's the first one since the pilot he's actually missed. Yeah, because generally he's in like every episode. Even if he plays a small role, he generally is there in some capacity. It's the first time he's actually missed an episode, which, okay, fine. Yeah, of course they do liberate the locks. Of course, they don't mention it's Francesca, the one who unlocked all those tricky locks. Yeah, and Iris is the one being in the cave. Of course, that's when they revealed that Maya was one channeling Dahlia. Of course, she's exercised. And of course, the pat on the back, I think it was over. Nope, trials are going on. They still have to find an actual murderer. Yep, since, well, kind of is an Iris. Iris technically is a witness now. So, technically, Phoenix doesn't have a client. In a way, because Iris was basically sort of, how should I put this? It's implied Maya might be the killer, making it like the third time in the series she's implied to be killing somebody. Yep. But according to Godot, he says Phoenix has to solve this thing by himself without Mia's help. Mia did give some hints, basically, to sort of build upon the case, but not exactly directly help him. Because that's kind of what she had been doing through most of the series. Yep. Oh yeah, in the case of Dahlia Hawthorne, yeah, it's not surprising she and Mia hate each other. Yeah, this stretches back to Mia's first case. So yeah, these two have hated each other for 6 years. Yep. Yeah. Oh, and the whole thing with Morgan, yeah, despite the fact you see image of her, she is nowhere in this episode. And apparently she was the mastermind behind this whole plot. Yep, all because she wants her precious little Pearl to be the head of the Korean school of channeling, despite the fact it's supposed to go to Maya. So, if she's killed or accused of murder, Pearl gets the title. It's like she really wants to because she's part of the Branch family. Okay? Yeah. And this is probably also the first time in the series I can think of, aside from flashbacks, that Mia has interacted with Maya in present day. Though, in the case of this, Mia's dead at this point. So, yeah, this is the first time these two have ever interacted in present day, because the only time these two have ever interacted in this series is in a flashback. Set roughly about, like a little over 10 years for the events of the series. Yep. Yeah, but otherwise, though, fantastic episode. Love it. Unlike the other video, I'm not exactly rushing through it. It's basically the loose highlights, basically, this episode, because it's basically more advanced the plot, and of course, Iris being the special final witness for the prosecutor. Yeah, of course. And here's the thing about Phoenix and Maya. It is very heavily implied that these two are attracted to each other, but it's never developed. Yeah, it's hinted that these two have a thing for each other, but it's never fully developed. Probably because in the case of Phoenix, this woman is the sister of his late boss. So he probably does think it's appropriate, especially since she's 17. He's like 20. I think he's supposed to be like 20. Well, he was 22 when the series first started. Actually, I think he's supposed to be like 25. Maybe he's probably about 30 at this point. Yeah, but they do mention, and of course, Dahlia, of course, they do reference what happened in the second episode of the series where Mia got killed. Yeah, she's like, oh, Mia got killed before I did. Damn, I wanted that before she did. Yeah. So she's like, even in death, I will still fight you. That's basically kind of what Mia is saying to Dahlia. And these two are spirits channeling two blood relatives. Yeah, Mia is channeling her cousin. Dahlia is also channeling her cousin, who is Mia's sister. Yeah, but quite an interesting episode, and I'm looking forward to next week, which is going to be the final episode of Season 2. Seems a little odd, though, the fact that the season only has 23 episodes compared to the last season, which had 24. Now, my obvious question is, like, after next week's episode, when is the next season going to start up? That's a really damn good question. Because when the season started last year, late last year, it had been like just a little over 2 years after the last season already ended. Yep. That's simply the gist of it. The fact that it had been like 2 years. I'm hoping it does not take another 2 years to do another season. I'm hoping not. I mean, yes, there is still 3 more games that can adapt for this particular series. But I was just in the case of Season 4, I would probably just adapt the manga. The Ace Attorney manga. There's the material there. You can do probably at least half a season. You can adapt that. The case files the first case files focus on Phoenix Wright, and of course the ones on Miles Edgeworth. You could adapt those. You could basically have the whole season adapted from basically the manga of the Ace Attorney franchise. Why not? It's good source material. Generally put, when it comes to anime, they generally a lot of time adapt from at least light novels or manga. It wouldn't hurt for the series to adapt from the manga because it does have a manga. It does. I've read it. It's actually pretty dang good, and it's really interesting to read. And no, I still have never played the Ace Attorney video games. Yep. And I think this episode, as far as I can tell, this might be it's probably going to be next episode, probably the last time possibly kind of like Clipper will be associated with the series because, well, as far as I can tell for the games looked up online, she doesn't really make an appearance in the other games at all. No, she doesn't, which is kind of weird. I'm sure that she probably gets relief off her, so that's one series she doesn't have to worry about because she's working on several series. I mean, she's working on One Piece, Fairy Tail. I think it's like 2 or 3 others, but those 2 I can think of off the top of my head, just One Piece and Fairy Tail. The Fairy Tail itself doesn't have many episodes left to come out, so Once Fairy Tail's done, it's like the only series she's working on is One Piece. Of course, she's still working on that, but I can't think of any other series she's working on. In the case of Eric Vale, well, aside from this series, the only series he's working on is One Piece. Yep. Yeah, not much else to say about it, but good episode. Yep. So tomorrow, I really don't have any videos planned for tomorrow, but I might think of something. If not, probably expect the next video to come out on Friday, where I review the newest episode of JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. Yep. But to see you on next review. Bye.